Okay, we got our first geometry question we had here dealing with, minimize this down here. All right, we're dealing with two cylinders, and they did a pretty good job. They labeled the diagram for us. They actually made it a little bit easier on us in that they gave us the radius on these, so we didn't have to worry about the diameter. And on the test, they're going to give you the formula also. All right, let's read the question. The cylinder below has a height of 10 inches, a radius of 4. That's the first one. For the second one, the radius is doubled to 8 inches and the height is 10. What has happened to the volume of the two cylinders? So we're comparing the volume of one to the other. Now the easiest way to do this, and give you the formula, is just calculate the volume of both cylinders and then look at our answer choices and see how they would compare. Now, the inclination and one of the distractors in here is answer D down at the bottom. The volume of the second cylinder is double that of the first cylinder. Well, that's what they want you to think. You doubled the radius, height stayed the same, so the volume must have doubled also, and you would fill in D and go on to the next question. Of course, you would be incorrect in that case. I have brought a calculator in over here to the side, and let's work through this formula on both of these, and then we'll make a calculation at the end. All right, so we have volume equals pi times the radius squared times the height, which just means, now remember, this is not the radius 4 times 2, this is 4 times 4. It's a number times itself. So let's come over here, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do 8 as the radius here. We'll do 8 times 8. So let's plug it into the formula. And we will use 3.14 times pi. So we have 3.14 times 4. And then it'll be times 4 again. That's the same thing as 4 squared. And we're multiplying everything, so order really doesn't matter. And then we'll do that times 10, which is the height of the cylinder. So that equals 502.4 inches cubed. So let's write this in right quick. So this is 502.4. All right, let's go to the next one here. So we'll clear this out. We will do pi again, 3.14. We'll do it times 8. We need to square the 8, so we'll do it times 8 again. And then times 10. 2009.6 will be the volume of this one. So 2009.6. All right, now we need to look at our answer choices and see what we can figure out. And we'll do some calculations over here as we look at it. The volume of the second cylinder is 4 times that of the first cylinder. So comparing the second one, how many times bigger is it than the first one? And what we can do to find that out is we can divide the volume of the bigger cylinder, the second one, by the volume of the smaller cylinder. So 2,002,009.6, and then divide that by 502.4. And let's see. And that is 4. As you can see over here on our calculator. So it is 4 times, the second cylinder is 4 times that of the first cylinder. So that is great. We would mark A for our answer. And there would be no reason to even go on and look at the other choices. We've already ruled out D as a distractor. And then B and C, the volume of the second cylinder is half that of the first. Well, that's not correct. We calculated the volume of the second cylinder is 3 times that of the first. No, we divided, we got that it was 4. So a couple of hints on this, or just a couple of reminders. Make sure that the dimensions you're given, two things, the dimension you're given for the base of the cylinder is the radius and not the diameter. If it's the diameter, half it to get your radius to use in the formula. And that both the height and the radius are in the same unit of measure. Both of these are in inches, which is good. You may see where they might put one of them in feet, and you'd have to convert those feet to inches to make sure you're using the same unit of measure. So hopefully they won't do that to you and just kind of keep it all in the same unit of measure. So be careful of that. Calculate the volumes. It takes a little time, but they give you the formula. And you have a calculator. So calculate out the volume and then look at your answer choices and make a comparison with your calculator on the two. So divide one by the other to figure out how many times bigger it is or how many times smaller.